It's great to be back from vacation, and I will talk about what I did on the bonus show, but we have to jump right into it. We learned at the start of this weekend that Supreme Court Justice Ruth Bader Ginsburg passed away at the age of 87, and this has simultaneously set off a nationwide, really a global mourning period for one of the premier progressive jurists, a truly remarkable legal mind whose legal acumen was surpassed maybe only by her wit and sense of humor. And it has set off a political firestorm, immediately refreshing the battle from the last year of Barack Obama's presidency over the nomination of Merrick Garland, then to replace the late Supreme Court Justice Antonin Scalia. That was a nomination, remember, which Republicans led by Mitch McConnell successfully blocked. And we're going to be talking about all of it. Now, first of all is the personal. I'm going to focus on the political, but Ruth Bader Ginsburg's personal story is an incredible one. Born in Brooklyn at a time when the legal world was a big uphill battle, not just for women, but for Jewish women. A tiny woman, barely 5 feet tall, ultimately becoming the second woman ever to be on the Supreme Court after Sandra Day O'Connor's retirement in 2006. RBG was the only woman on the Supreme Court, a cultural icon well into her 80s, really a rock star in the political, in the social, in the cultural world. There's no way to say all of the things that could be said about Ruth Bader Ginsburg. Now, there's a criticism that she should have retired when she was, say, 82 years old, already with some health problems, to ensure that Barack Obama would have gotten a clean chance to choose her replacement, to preempt the situation we now see. And that is a fair criticism. And it's in the past, and there's nothing we can do about it now. And so what is the story now? Well, the story now is there are 45-ish days remaining, maybe 45 exactly, until an election in which Donald Trump might lose. And Donald Trump and Republicans, most Republicans, have shown that they are committed to filling this seat and filling it as soon as possible. We're going to talk about who might opt out of that. But it is, of course, a huge double standard. In 2016, when Barack Obama was in his last year, Republicans said, let the people have a say, let the people vote before we fill this seat. And indeed, they won on that. They held the seat. They refused to give Barack Obama's nominee, Merrick Garland, confirmation hearings. And ultimately, Donald Trump filled that seat a year later with Neil Gorsuch to replace Antonin Scalia. And now, seemingly the same situation, Republicans are saying we have a constitutional duty to fill this seat without delay. And they are going to try. Now, Mitch McConnell's explanation is, well, it's not really the same situation because back in 2016, it was opposite parties in the Senate and White House. It was Barack Obama, a Democrat, and Republicans controlling the Senate. It's different now because it's Republicans controlling the Senate with a Republican president. That is their argument. It's a ridiculous argument. It is a double standard, but it doesn't matter. What matters is, are they going to be able to do it? And we're going to talk about that in a moment. The legacy of Ruth Bader Ginsburg is one that will be studied, hopefully for a very long time. It's an inspirational story, not just to young women, about someone who really pushed the boundaries of what society considered to be the appropriate or valid roles of women in society. Really an extraordinary woman, an extraordinary career, and again, a cultural and legal icon well into her 80s. We will miss her, her legacy, and now the question is, what will become of that seat? And that's what we're going to talk about next. We'll talk about process, and we'll talk about political implications. One of our sponsors today is Surfshark, which is a premium VPN service. They're giving my audience 83% off a 2-year plan plus 3 extra months for free, which all comes out to about $2 a month. And if you're not already using a VPN service, you really are opening yourself up to internet service providers logging and selling your internet history, tech companies tracking what you do online, even government surveillance. Surfshark is a VPN that helps protect you from all of those things by hiding your IP address when you're browsing online. Comes with a bunch of other great features. It's a company you can actually trust with your privacy. And you can install Surfshark VPN on unlimited devices. They never keep logs of your internet activity. And you can even use it to stream shows and movies that are only available in other countries. Surfshark is giving my audience 83% off a 2-year plan plus 3 extra months free. So that comes out to just about $2 a month, which is almost nothing relative to the peace of mind you will have while browsing online. Just go to surfshark.deals/Pakman. I've put the link underneath this video, and make sure to use the coupon code Pakman.